One of the most important things that sets apart print-on-demand sellers that make thousands of dollars every single month and those that maybe just sell a few designs here and there really comes down to being able to pinpoint, research, and find niches that have low competition and high demand. So if you can figure out the formula of how to do this, you are going to be very successful in your print-on-demand business. Now, a lot of times new sellers make the mistake of just trying to figure out what is selling well on their own. They're looking out in the wild, maybe going to stores like Walmart or Target, seeing designs that are doing well and trying to replicate that for their own print-on-demand shops. However, this is a big mistake. A lot of times by the time you're seeing something that is popular, there are already so many other people trying to profit off of that type of design. So it's really important to do your due diligence and figure out how to research designs that are going to do really well, but also don't have a ton of competition. Now, one of the ways that you can do this is by using some kind of research tool. And I know a lot of people get scared off by using something like a research tool, but I truly believe this is what was able to help me have a lot of success in my print-on-demand business a lot earlier on. If you are relying on your own self to be able to figure out what is going to sell well, you're not going to get very far. So it's definitely important to understand how to review data, how to understand what is selling well. And by using a tool, it's going to take all of the guesswork out of this. Now, today I'm really excited because I am partnering with Merch Informer, who really is the first research tool that I ever used. And I credit them with helping me find a lot of my best-selling niches in my own print-on-demand business. So I'm going to actually walk you through step by step how to research a bunch of really great niches, how to validate and make sure that these are safe, as well as how to make a design and upload them to your print-on-demand platform. So by the end of this, you're going to have all of the tools that you need to be able to find really successful, profitable print-on-demand niches. So let's just not waste any time and jump right into it. All right, now I am logged into my Merch Informer account. Now, if you've never used or heard of Merch Informer before, I'm going to link them down below in the description along with a discount code for you guys that will get you 20% off for life if you use them. But they are really simple and take a lot of the guesswork out of keyword research, which can be pretty daunting. So there are pretty much 3 tools that I use a lot when I'm doing my research, and I'm going to take you through all of them and show you how you can find really great niches from these. Now, one of the only things that I think is important to have when you're doing this is I just like to have a notebook with me so I can be jotting down some ideas as I find them. I find that that's helpful because I can kind of do a lot of research, have a bunch of ideas, and then at the end I can narrow those down. Or if I don't use everything that I found today, I can just go back to this notebook maybe tomorrow and then pull a few other designs and ideas that I think I want to go with on a different day. So Merch Informer has a ton of different tools, but the first one I want to show you is called Trending Phrases. So I'm going to go over here where it says keyword research, and then I'm going to go down to where it says trending phrases here. And the really cool thing about this trending phrases cloud is that basically it's going to show you what things people are actually searching for on Amazon. So basically Merch Informer works like a huge database. It is pulling all of the sales information and search information from a place like Amazon so that you can figure out what is selling well on one of the biggest marketplaces. Now, even if you don't sell on Amazon, Merch Informer is a great tool because Amazon is the biggest marketplace. So if a shirt or a hoodie or something like that is selling well on Amazon, it's likely going to be selling well across every other print-on-demand platform too, because there are just so many shoppers on Amazon. So let's go ahead and see what is trending for January 8th. All right, so if we go down here, it is divided up by different words. So there are 1-word trending things all the way up to 4 words. Now, typically as print-on-demand sellers, we want to be going for a little bit of those longer tail keywords. So a lot of times I'm looking in the 3-word trends as well as 4-word trends. And again, I just have a piece of paper where I'm jotting down all of these ideas. All right, so already we can see that some of the phrases that are trending are things like Year of the Dragon. We are looking at spring flowers, those things are trending right now. Formerly known as My Least Favorite People Call Me. So sometimes you see something and you're going to have to do a little bit of research to figure out what exactly that is. There's also Happy 100th Day. That is something that is coming up soon. That is a huge trend in print on demand every single year. So a lot of times these phrases can key you into what people are actively searching for today. And you can even go back and look at last week to see what people were searching for. But this is is a great place to start if you don't know where. But I'm actually going to take you over to another tool that I use pretty much every single day to find my niches. So it's over here on product research, and it is under movers and shakers. So basically what this movers and shakers tab is anything that has been uploaded and then all of a sudden it just took off in sales, meaning that a ton of people started ordering this. It is going to show up here. So these ones are great ones to find really hot trending designs right now. So a lot of times what I'll do is I will just have my notebook next to me and just jot down 5 to 10 ideas that I find here and see how I can rework them to make my own type of design. All right, so going here, there's one that says my golden retriever is my Valentine. This is great to know that Valentine's Day designs are already selling really well. And this is a good example of a design that you could swap out the word golden retriever for a bunch of different dog types. In fact, my cross nation guide would be a great way to do this. You can get that down below in the description, but just change out the dog breed for all the ones I have listed and you'd have a ton of different design ideas here. But the other thing that I think I'm going to jot down is this right here. I'm not like other girls, I'm worse, and it has an opossum on it. I don't know why opossums are selling, but it looks like this one is selling really, really well. And it has kind of that like grunge type kind of off style that is selling really, really well. So also vacation shirts, we can see those are selling right here. Cruise shirts are already selling really well. We can see that. So especially if you see something a couple times on here, it means that this is not just a one-off shirt that's doing well. It means this niche is selling really, really hot right now. Same thing with book shirts. We've seen those selling like crazy. And this is just another indication that these are selling really, really well. All right, another one. I'm sorry, did I just roll my eyes out loud? So I am just jotting these down. And a lot of times what I like to do is I'm never just copying something straight out, but I will maybe take a phrase that's trending. I'll take kind of the aesthetics of a design and I'll put my own twist on it. But I just like to find things that are doing really, really well and selling like crazy. All right, so we can see another opossum design is selling really well. So maybe this is a good indication that this animal is something that people are actively searching for when they are going to shop on Amazon. So we really could incorporate this into our design and we would be able to have something that is on trend right now. Now, this is great because something like this, I never would have thought of myself. You know, you usually want to go for maybe those cuter animals or something like that, but people really like this kind of like funny, ironic stuff. So maybe that possum thing is trending because of that, right? So we can see that maybe shirts for programmers are doing really well. So a lot of times if I saw things like this, I probably would not copy exactly what this says right now, but I would see, okay, programming shirts are a niche that is selling really well. So I could make a bunch of different programming type shirts and I know that those are validated with sales. So once you feel like you have a good amount, that is pretty much when I try to look through my notes and decide what I want to actually target. But first, I'm going to take you over to one more tool on Merch Informer that I use a ton, and that is their competition checker. Now, this tool is super valuable because sometimes you maybe are looking on the movers and shakers tab and you find something and you're not really sure if this is going to be a niche worth pursuing. So Merch Informer has something really cool where they are going to give you a grade from A to F, whether this is a good niche. So an A grade means that it's going to have a lot of demand, but not very much competition. And then an F means that there are tons of these posted, or maybe not a ton of people are actually looking for them. So I also like to use this competition checker if maybe I have an idea, something I saw out in the wild that I want to pursue. So for example, maybe you were out and about and you just saw that a bunch of really cute teacher shirts are selling like crazy. So you want to figure out if teacher is a niche worth pursuing. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in here, and I'll let you guess what you think the rating for something like this is going to be. All right, so no surprise, after that loaded, that gave a F for the teacher niche. So you probably could have guessed that, but teacher niche is just so saturated. So you definitely have to do something to make this teacher shirt really be niche down or stand out. But another thing that I saw recently is there just was a Morse code day. So I could look up something like Morse code and see if that could be a niche worth pursuing. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and search Morse code and see if that could be a niche of something that maybe has a lot less competition. So we'll see what grade this gives. All right, so a big change from teacher. Morse code had an A rating because there are a ton less products using those keywords. So this could be a really fun niche to target. So again, a lot of times if I just think of something, I'm always going to go back in here, plug this in, and see if this is even worth pursuing. You're going to save yourself a ton of time, because a lot of times I think that I have really good ideas that maybe other people haven't thought of, and then I plug it in and I'm like, oh my goodness, there's thousands of other products and designs just like this. All right, so after looking at my notes a little bit, I think I really want to go with that kind of opossum theme, kind of an ironic type shirt for girls. So first, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to go over to the trademark electronic search system to check and make sure this is a niche that is safe. So if you've never used the TESS system, it is just a free database that you can look up a bunch of different phrases and see if they are trademarked. So I'm just going to go ahead and look up the phrase that I think that I saw trending and I want to incorporate somehow into my design, that I'm not like other girls, I'm worse. So I'm going to go ahead and search that here, make sure there's no outstanding trademarks for this, and see if we can use it. All right, so after searching that, it says no results found. So if this was something that had a trademark, we would see all of those listed right here. But for now, it seems like that is going to be safe. So the next thing I want to do is find some really fun opossum inspired artwork. Now you can do all of your hand drawing yourself. You can make your own graphics, but typically I like to go to some place like Creative Fabrica and see if I can find some downloadable artwork that I can use. So I'm going to head over there now. And if you've never used Creative Fabrica before, it's a really great subscription, and you have access to thousands of different graphics and fonts and assets that you can use for your print-on-demand designs with full commercial usage. So I'm going to go over here to print-on-demand. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and search the word opossum here. All right, so there are quite a few different options. There are over 200 opossum different graphics that we could use, but I think I want something that is kind of going to be like a little bit funny. So maybe not as much of this like realistic art style, but I do like these funny opossum drawings. So I'm going to go ahead and download these. That way we can use them in our design. So I'm just going to click that to download. Now it's time to actually start creating our design that we are going to upload to a place like Merch by Amazon or Etsy. Now, if you didn't know, Merch Informer actually has their own design suite that you can use totally free when you have a subscription to them. So that's where I'm going to be creating my design today. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've actually uploaded those opossum drawings that we downloaded. So I'm going to go ahead and just add them to this canvas here. So we'll add them one at a time. Oh my word, those are so funny. And I'm just going to resize them a little bit to make them smaller here. Okay. That is looking fun. Now, something like this definitely seems kind of like that Gen Z humor that is just a little bit, maybe off color a tiny bit. So I can see something like this selling really well, but I still want the phrase and the lettering to kind of be super cutesy, even though it's kind of these weird possum drawings. I think that style is going to sell really, really well with something like this. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just start adding a line of text here. So let's add a headline. And I think I want this to be like a really cutesy kind of pink color. I think that will do well. So what I'm going to have this say here is I'm not like other girls, and then at the bottom it's going to say I'm worse. So let's go ahead and add that here. So I'm not like, and then let's see if we can find kind of a cutesy font for this. So maybe that groovy aesthetic would go well, or just something that's a little bit more bubbly or cute. So let's look through here. Okay, I really like this one right here. That is super cute. And then I'm just going to go ahead and right click on that and then duplicate it for another line. I'm not like, and then other girls. Let's duplicate that one more time and say I'm worse. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and reposition this until I'm happy with how it looks. Let's move that to the top. Let's move these. All right, and you definitely could do a lot with that, but this is looking super cute, and I think it's going to do really, really well. So before I download, I'm just going to go ahead and push transparent And then I'm going to go over here to download and download the current design. All right, so now I am on my Merch by Amazon account, and I just went ahead and uploaded that artwork we just created so we can see what it's going to look like. All right, and that is looking really fun. I definitely think that this is a trending design because we used that really trendy phrase, and it has kind of that opossum theme that we saw really trending in a lot of those different designs that we found on Merch Informer. So I know something like this would do really, really well and definitely make sales. Now, again, if you've never tried Merch Informer before, I can't recommend them enough. I have used them for actual years. They have helped me find so many different designs. So I'm going to link all the information down below along with that discount code. Don't forget to use it because it's going to get you 20% off forever. So you definitely want to make sure that you put that in. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.